Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. I am getting ready to do my Veda vlog, and I wanted to share with you a project that I'm doing for the baby. So this is a DIY. Oh, hello puppy, come on over. This is going to be a tutorial on a DIY burp cloth. So this is essentially the end product. And I'm going to take you through this super easy, if you can sew a square, you're laughing. But it's a really creative way to kind of do it. It's cheaper, and I think that it's been quite fun. I don't know. I like sewing. It'll make me feel like, you know, when I go to use these, that it's something that's, you know, I put a little love into. I do knit for many of you who have been watching this stuff, so I've been knitting some items. I'll give you actually a quick show. 1 second. This is a project I started last night, and as you can see, it's going to be striped. I still have to add some green stripes in there, but it's going to be a bunting bag, and this essentially comes up around the baby's belly, and then it will button at the bottom closed. So I love knitting, and that's one project that I'm working on, and it's really quick for me to knit. Like, I did all that last night, so it's not too bad. And so essentially what we're going to need for this is, I just went to you know, your local cheapy store, if you have a Target or a Walmart or something like that, and buy a thinner piled towel. Usually the ones you don't want for your own house, but the ones that are like $3. They're like $3. And you can use one of those. You can also, if you can get a really cheap packet of face towels, you could use those as well, because this is relatively that size. From there, you are going to cut your pieces to 9 inches by roughly 16 inches. That's you know, the ones that I've seen in other tutorials, that's the size. And as you can see, with 2 sort of regular towels, I was able to come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 burp cloths. Now 16 burp cloths is going to be more than a person will need, because hopefully you'll be doing laundry, but what I figured is eventually they're going to get stained, and instead of being too attached to having to clean them, then I can just let them go. Alternately, they can become rags at some point if I need them to be, but I was cutting up the towel anyway, so I might as well do them all. From there, I went to my local fabric store. Now, I disagree with how I did this. This isn't the smartest idea. I was looking for some really cool, like, kind of trendy fabrics. I couldn't really find them, but I did manage to find these little fabric ends that they had. There's ones with skulls, little, what did my friend Kirsten call them? Toadstools, little mushroom guys. I'll come up and show you what they look like. These are all the fabrics. Again, I don't know if I'm having a boy or a girl, so I'm trying to make them a little bit gender neutral. The pink ones are kind of fun because they still have skulls on them, even if it's a boy. Same with this one. Anyway, so those are the fabrics that I bought, and essentially they're just 1 square piece. So I then take my iron, and I take my piece in half. So I'm going to show you as I go through that. These, again, I paid $4.99 for this. It was stupid. But I think I was shopping for the whole day, and I was really frustrated. This is all I got for $4.99. It was dumb. However, what I would recommend for you to do is to go to your local Salvation Army, your Value Village, your secondhand place, get some t-shirts. Men's shirts, dress shirts, whatever. That's all you need, just fabric. And chop that up because you can get that for like $1. They even actually have fabric there, so you can use that too. Okay, so I'm going to bring you a little closer because I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to take you through just a really quick tutorial of this about how I make this burp. Okay, so before we start, make sure that you have your fabric and your towel piece. I've cut these into, again, 16 inches by 9 inches. They're not perfectly cut. I will trim them and make them nice and flat and straight in a moment. I'm just taking my fabric because it is a square and I'm going to iron it just to get a nice crease in the right spot. This actually is already creased in the right spot, but a nice hot iron is good for when you're sewing because it will keep everything nice and organized for you. Okay, so from there, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to simply cut up that seam. And so essentially one of these pieces, these $4.99 rip-off squares, is going to give me 2 burp cloths. But I'm actually going to do one of each of the patterns first, and then I might use the remainder of the fabric for something else. So I'm going to save that over there. Now, you have one piece that's just a little bit longer than your actual burp cloth piece. You're just going to simply place your fabric onto it and make sure that it fits. It's good, that's fine. What I would like to do now, excuse me, what I would like to do now is actually look at the right side of the fabric. So this is the side that you want out. And the right side of the fabric is the side of the fabric that you're going to work with. So we're going to actually put our towel fabric onto the right side of the fabric so that we can sew the edges. I like to take just a couple of pins and just pin around the work. Just like so, really simple, and that's just going to keep everything in place. Watch, don't pin yourself. Let's use 4, okay? And then as you can see, I've got a little extra tail here. So I'm going to move you over to the sewing machine now, and we're just going to quickly do a quick round of this, and then I will show you what's next. All right, so I am not a professional as far as sewing goes. What we want essentially is to have 2 color threads, one for the bob and one for the top. I am just using random colors. I have black on the top and beige on the bottom. Right now this is actually going completely on the inside, so you won't see either of these 2 colors. And I'm just gonna line up my foot and put it down. Okay. So we're going to slowly begin to sew a straight line. And again, like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm just eyeing this. So as I take out the pins, be very careful. I'm just going to take it all the way down. Now when I get to the corner, it is important that I actually have a corner. So I'm going to backtrack it, come forward, backtrack it a little bit again, and I'm going to lift the foot, and I'm not going to cut, I'm just going to twist. I'm going to drop the foot again. I'll take that pin out. Again, the terry cloth, you know, those pins, it really sort of stays steady, but just for guidance, it's nice. And then again, I'm going to come all the way down to the corner. And now you'll notice here I chose to use the sew the long side first, and that was for a reason. I sewed the long side first because when I come to this point, I want to leave a space of about 2 inches because I have to turn my fabric inside out. So because again, this is the right side, right? This is the side we want showing out, not this. So when we come down here, I mean, you can do any side, but I just chose to do the short side. We're gonna come all the way down. We're gonna stop somewhere around here. So I like to back it just so it stays nice and strong. Pull away my piece and trim the string. Now, my edges are not fully neat. I've done a relatively good square. I'm gonna come in now with my scissors and I'm simply going to cut right close to where I stitched, pretty close. You know, within, I don't know if you can see that. See how close I am cutting? Really close to that stitch line without cutting that stitch line off. And now just to make it a little bit easier when we turn, I'm going to do a little snippet of these corners away. And you'll see why in just a second. Don't worry if you cut your sewing piece. Okay, so now we've got our little pocket. Now we're going to open up, that's a sewed edge, the unsewed piece. And we're just gonna start to turn it inside out. And each time you get to a corner, I want you to really push your finger in so that as you push your finger in, let me lift you up a bit, you're getting a nicer corner. And that's the reason why we cut out that fabric. And so again, we're gonna just continue to pull all the way through. Poke your finger in, make sure you get a nice corner before you complete it. And then again, because if not, you're gonna have this rounded bit and you'll see why we don't want that. So I find the corner and again, I poke it through until it's completely turned inside out. And now this is what our outside looks like. So we're just going to finish off the edge and I use that really close line, that bump, as my guide. So I'm gonna go back to my sewing machine. And now you might want to think a little bit more about the color of your top string here. I don't really care, these are burp cloths, but some of you may. So as you look at your top bobbin, again, mine's black. Black doesn't really match what's going on here. So let me see what I have. So I don't have any thread, that's the problem. I only have these colors, what do you think? Maybe I'll use the blue. Just gonna quickly change my thread. And again, closing off that seam. And that's it, guys. And that's it, guys. So understandable if you don't have a sewing machine, that's why you wouldn't be able to do this project. However, if you have a sewing machine and can sew a straight line, you can make your own baby burp cloths. That's it. And what's really nice is you can, you know, if you're going to a baby shower, so you don't even need these to be for yourself, but if you're going to a baby shower, you know, you can roll them all up, tie a nice ribbon around the middle of it, and give it as a gift. So it's a really unique sort of way for the baby, however way you want to have it, to use as your burp cloth. So thanks for watching my tutorial, and let me know if you go ahead and make some of these. I do actually have another pattern where you can put a little pocket in it, and that's just sort of if you're over the back and the baby pukes and the puke goes down into the pocket rather than into your floor, I guess, or down your coat or sweater or jacket. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, thumbs it up, share it please, like it on Facebook, whatever you want to do so it gets out there, because I'm really happy with this. I think that this will be something that I use, and it was super simple to do. As you can see, it took me, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to actually show you, and that was through a tutorial. So doing them on your own, you can fly through them. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks again for watching this episode of OneUrbanYogini's videos. It's me, Jamie McIntyre, and I'd just like to remind you before you leave to click the subscribe button so that you stay updated on everything that I'm posting, from any of my tutorials, DIYs, and all of the family stuff with Ciaran and Craig and myself. If you're interested in knowing about any of the past videos that I've done, you can also look at the link below for last week's or this most recent video, and stay updated with my Facebook page, my Twitter page, my blog spot. There's all sorts of ways to keep in touch, so don't forget to do so. And please comment and thumbs up if you like this video, because I enjoyed making it for you. And if you have any requests, please also leave that below. Okay, bye-bye.